First on Fox, an exclusive investigation as the family of a Native American man stabbed and killed in a group home call for accountability.
Since 2023, we have covered the sober living scheme that led to a $2 billion Medicaid scandal. Facilities billed the state for treatment that was rarely provided. Fox 10 investigator Justin Lum joins us now with the details. Justin.
Well, John, Ellen, this deadly stabbing happened at a Goodyear home that was supposed to be a behavioral health residential facility, and it looks like any other house. But the question is, who was in charge that night? That remains to be seen. We've learned that the suspect is now accused of first-degree murder. He had just been released from prison in 2023 after serving 20 years for manslaughter. A 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house near West Indian School Road and North Falcon Drive in Goodyear now sits seemingly empty. It was April 12th when Reno Caddo was killed. Goodyear police say he was stabbed more than 10 times by his roommate, Glenn Peaches.
I was told that he got murdered.
Caddo's sister, Nikisha, still has questions about the brutal attack.
That night, I just heard that they were drinking. I don't know who bought the liquor, but they were both drinking because they were in the same room.
According to police, Peaches said the two men were drinking and Caddo was being disrespectful. Then Peaches says Caddo pulled a kitchen knife on him, which led to a fight for the weapon.
It was a shock, definitely, but I think I was just still in the state of denial, and I feel like I still am in this state of denial.
Caddo's oldest sister, Shamira, was unaware that he was staying in a residential facility for behavioral health.
I've seen a lot of your stories being covered, but I think I sort of came at it as at an arrogant mindset of like, oh, that only happens to people who allow themselves to be vulnerable to that system.
It's a multi-billion-dollar scandal with repercussions still being felt by vulnerable people fighting addiction, a majority of them tribal members, not just within Arizona, but from reservations across the country. The sober living scheme made national headlines in 2023 after people went missing and even died in these homes due to fraudulent providers and a lack of oversight by state agencies stemming back before the pandemic. As for this Goodyear address, the state's Department of Health has it listed under His Mercy Assisted LLC. The license was closed in November of 2024. I reached out to His Mercy Assisted and was told the provider left the home several months ago. Days before the Department of Health updated the AZ Care Check profile for this address, we saw it listed under the Academy Behavioral Health and Wellness, an unlicensed sober living home. The owner told me that his company placed clients at the home on April 2nd, but moved out after Caddo's death on the 12th. As for Glenn Peaches, Fox 10 learned more about his criminal record and a pattern of violence. Peaches served 2 decades in an Arizona prison for manslaughter, disciplined several times for possessing a weapon, assaulting an inmate, and disorderly conduct. What was your reaction to knowing he was sharing a room with a convicted felon, someone who had committed second-degree murder?
That is reckless, you know, and it's sad because my brother paid that price for their recklessness, and there should be some justice held on their end too.
Peaches is represented by a public defender, and a statement from the Maricopa County Office of the Public Defender says, quote, "This is a deeply unfortunate situation that unfolded in the context of a severely mismanaged and ill-equipped group home, an environment that failed in its responsibility to protect vulnerable individuals. We look forward to receiving full discovery to better understand the circumstances leading to these charges and to ensure that Mr. Peaches' rights are safeguarded throughout the legal process." According to the city of Goodyear, police have received 184 calls for service related to group homes from January 2024 through May 2025. In the same time frame, the city documented 75 unlicensed homes, but neither Goodyear or its police department can tell us exactly how many of these properties are sober living homes or behavioral health residential facilities that are unlicensed. A spokesperson tells me facilities frequently change names, which makes it a challenge to classify the type of homes operating, currently recognizing just 3 licensed sober living homes in the city. Behind the numbers, Shamira just wants justice for her brother and accountability from the provider that she believes was supposed to keep him safe.
Nonetheless, falling victim to a system that's not designed to protect Native people.
And 45-year-old Peaches has pleaded not guilty to the charges against him, which include first-degree murder and disorderly conduct.
So they got a lot of these homes. They don't know specifically if they're sober living homes, but they've got a lot of homes that they don't know what they are in Goodyear. What's Goodyear doing?
Yeah, that's the ongoing process because the calls are coming in so generic under the term group homes, but still they're trying to improve the system to better categorize what's a sober living home and what's unlicensed behavioral health residential facility, assisted living facility, really something that's very fluid in what they've been dealing with for the past several years.
Aside from Goodyear, like just as far as legislation goes, what can be done? I mean, you've covered this again for like a 2-year period. What can be done statewide?
And finally, Senate Bill 1308, at least one piece of legislation has been passed, signed into law by Governor Katie Hobbs. It's supposed to tighten those regulations and to improve oversight over these sober living homes. But the key is trying to catch the bad actors that are operating in basically ghost homes, because if you don't know that that home exists, you're really relying on complaints from the public. We know that the legislative session just ended last week, so this bill, Senate Bill 1308, that's been signed into law, goes into effect in about 90 days. Department of Health says they are preparing next steps to implement what they have to do to basically improve regulation.
And what can't be lost in this is the state has lost about $2 billion through this sober living fraud. They're billing Medicaid for services that are often not rendered.
Yeah, and as we both talked to Attorney General Chris Mays, not all of that money can be recouped because bad actors and these people who have been charged with these crimes, a lot of money has been spent on very lavish merchandise, houses, cars, all kinds of stuff. So you're not just getting that money back even when you get a conviction. So we're not going to see those $2 billion back anytime soon.
It's incredible. It's incredible. Thank you, Justin.
Justin, thanks. And Fox 10 Investigates, of course, has been covering the sober living crisis for some time now, and you can find all of our reporting and more resources up right now on fox10phoenix.com/investigates.
Okay.